Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Kristine with a K, and today we're going to have a follow-up heart-to-heart with me because I received a good feedback about my first heart-to-heart with Kristine, and we discussed about moving on from being heartbroken. So I decided to keep it up because it's nice to know that I was able to help other people through my experiences and what did I do so in order to in order to go in your life. And today we're going to discuss for all the YFWs, not only for Filipinos but those people around the world if ever you're watching this vlog, if you are working, living away from your home where you came from. So that's we're going to discuss life away from home. So at the end of the before the end of this vlog, I'm going to share you also another poem of mine which entitled is Life Away from Home. That's it's something that I wrote a few years ago. So I will share you this in this vlog, the tips on how to survive being away from your family back home. So I know guys, it's very difficult actually to be away. Seriously, especially if you have a family that you have left behind, you have a spouse and you have children that are still very small, but because you wanted to give them a better life, you decided to leave our country. So I am here in Oman for almost 13 years, more than 13 years actually. I was here February 2017, and thank God I'm still surviving here. This is my second home, so I'm really looking, I love this place. I'm looking forward more years to stay here. And I was 23 when I left Philippines actually, and the reason why I left the country because I'm very ambitious person, so I wanted to set a goal to achieve something for myself and for my family. So that time my siblings were still studying in high school and college, and my mom, although we have a business back home that time, but it's nice feeling that you could repay something to your family, especially to your parents who work hard throughout the years when you were still studying and way back in college. Yeah, so adventuring to another country, another culture, history. So good thing I'm kind of a person who adapt easily to a new environment, which means I don't have difficulty adjusting on it. Of course, although you really have to adjust because the culture is different from the Philippines to Oman. Is because this is a Muslim country, conservative country, although it's open one. So in terms of the way you look, the way you're and how you deal with other people, especially for the locals. So these are the things that we should know. These are the things that I have to adjust and learn, and I was able to adapt it. So that's why until now I'm still here. And yeah, here it is. The first thing that I could share to you actually on how to survive being away from your home country is first focus on your goal. Remember, you have to think so deep why you left your country, why you left your family. It's because all of us, I think we have just one answer to this. It's because we want to provide a food on the table for them. We want them to have a good future, especially if you have already your own family and you have children. So you want the best for your children. You want to send them in the best schools that you could afford. So I think that's the reason why you are here outside the Philippines or outside your country. So you are here because of your family. You want to have a better future for them. And of course, do not forget also, it's not only for your family, it's also for yourself. It's also for myself. I am here because I want to achieve something for myself, and which means you have a goal that you could also satisfy yourself in sense of like for example, if you wanted to have your own dream house, and then or business, so which goes that you have also to save. Please take note, guys, to all my fellow OFW. It's not, I mean, it's nice to help your family, you want to give them everything, but at the end of the day, you have something, you have to preserve something for yourself, right? Because remember, not all the time, not for a long time, we are secured here where we are working. Because although we have a contract, anytime the employer can kick you out. You should know that. You should have saved something for yourself, for your future. As the saying says that, like ants, they are gathering food so that when it rains, they have something. So it goes with us also like that. So we have something. You invest. I would advise, based on my experience, if possible, you invest something back home. Not only look for a long-term goal, not for short-term. So you should have that one in your mind, so that if ever you invest something, you're always looking forward for that, right? So you tendency that, like when you get salary, okay, this is for my money, this is something for myself, and this is for my investment. So at least if you are always inspired to work hard, right? So because you are aiming for something. So I'm very, very lucky and blessed that at this age of mine, I have invested something back home in the Philippines, for my family, for myself, for my future. So I'm encouraging you guys also, the earlier the better. You should also do that, because like this time, it's pandemic time, right? So most of us doesn't have work, doesn't have a salary. So at least at this times, if you have something, you could survive. Yeah, so it's, I think, one of the lessons that you can learn on this pandemic times. So that's it. So that's first is that focus on your goal while you are here in abroad. Okay, the second thing, of course, always find time to the house of God. Like for us here in the Middle East, our weekend here actually is Friday and Saturday. So although but not all on the GCC have church. Like in Saudi, I know they don't have, but here in Oman, that's why I joined here in Oman, because they have church. So I made sure to eat at least once a week. I'm visiting the church, and also not also on the special occasions, like of course my birthdays, Holy Week, Christmas, birthday of Mama Mary, New Year. So I always got, me and my family are gathering, we always go to the church. So because in the house of God, that's the safest place that you could ever be. Being away from home, that's the time that you could fervently pray for God. You talk to God. That you should do. That you will be always be safe, and you're also family back home. So with God, everything is possible. So please, I think it's not hard also to do it, because guys, for 1 week, we've been working. And then we are stressed, of course, and then you have a lot of things in your mind. And if you wanted to less that one, the best way is to go to church and pray for God, because it really works for me, seriously. When I'm so down, I have a lot of things in my mind, I just go to the church, and then I lift up to Him and then I feel lightened every time I leaving the house of God. So please, always remember to pay respect to God. And now, of course, the church is closed here. I mean, I think it's everywhere, the church. So we have, internet. You can watch in the YouTube the live streaming of mass, because they do. For me, I'm attending a mass at least every week in the in the virtual. So I do that. The third is that I could share to you is, of course, as you know, as I mentioned earlier, for the entire week we are just working. You know, it's just like you have so much in your mind, and of course we all deserve to have a break, isn't it? So during weekend, so I made sure that, you know, I go out in town. I mean, on the normal days, I go out in Muscat. I do the driving around, you know, just have picnic or hiking, just to release the tensions, to refresh your soul. I think it's really a must. Especially if you're living, if you're in a new environment, it's a must to explore also the country, the place that you are staying, or that you're living for a while. And it's here in Oman. I've been, of course, for 13 years, more than 13 years. I have explored already, I think, most of the places here in Oman. So time to time, I'm just going back with families and friends. So it's nice to chill up also, because we deserve the break. Yeah, we deserve that one, so that we can at least, when the new week comes again, we are refreshed, we are inspired to do another week again. So it's like that. So you need also to have life after work. So that's it, guys. And next, the fourth one will be, of course, you have to surround people that who you really trust. Okay, I'm not against with my fellow kababayan or other people, but we just have to be careful in choosing the friends that we have. Okay, as they say, sometimes your fellow kababayan or your fellow countrymen will be the one to betray you in another country, which is, I believe it's true. I have a lot of friends. There's nothing wrong being a good friend. I mean, just have, to be nice to everybody. But the only thing that I could advise is just to be careful with whom you trust, because not everyone who are coming to you, not everyone saying hi, hello to you are your true friends. Yeah, especially when it comes to your private things, like your family, your personal things. So just be careful in sharing those things with other people, because sometimes people will just take advantage of you, and it's really true. It's reality, actually. So yes, set up with persons that you truly trust. I think that's really a key point, because these are going to be your family in your temporary country. Yeah, so I'm so blessed, actually, that I have friends that I can really rely on in times of darkness, in times of happiness. They are there through ups and downs, and I'm also the same like that to them. As much as possible, if I can manage to help them, I'm just here. And I think most of my friends who can testify that one, who are watching this video. So I'm really a good friend. I can. And I'm not also looking on what status you are, if regardless what kind of work you are, because we are all the same in the eyes of God. We are just the same. So that's it. And of course, the last is to go back again on 1 to 4. So it's like that, guys. It's like from you go back to focus your goals, have time to visit the house of God. Also during the weekend, you have to explore, or you have to chill up also, so that you can refresh your mind, you can refresh everything for another new week coming. And of course, it's the surround with people whom you can trust. So I think that's it, guys. That I think I have shared what I have done to survive here. Imagine, I'm already more than 13 years and I'm still surviving, and I'm very happy. Most important is that you are happy where you are, and you know that you are healthy. So that's it, guys. Now I'm going to share to you a poem that I have made, entitled Life Away from Home, and hopefully, guys, you will like it. So here it is. I'm going to read you the poem that I have made last November 2016. So entitled, as I said earlier, it's Life Away from Home. From 1,000 miles away from home, filled with mixed cultural races in its home, who keeps goofing around to find an answer of a question, what lies ahead in the future. Pleasing everybody is not an obligation, nor an effort to be liked by everyone. Believing in myself and developing positive outlook is what I am blessed, a strong quality that I strongly possess. All things are not always meant to happen. Untimely circumstances will eventually pop out of nowhere. Undeniable that struggle is a part of human nature, but there's always a rainbow after the rain. Every beginning has an end. Sometimes I am too blind to see what is beautiful, unintentionally hurting a family or a friend, a waste of time. Instead, I should be grateful. A failure along the way is not an excuse to stop the emotion, as the voice of an angel that I've heard is a sign of inspiration. Enjoying the sounds of the clap and every applaud, as life is never been better without sharing to God. So that's guys, that's the poem that I made it, and that's also I'm sharing to everybody, and hopefully you guys, this content will be another inspirations to all of you, especially to my OFWs, friends and viewers. So hopefully you have got something, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I will help you. I could be an advisor or anything, you know. You could just pop up the message down below, and please don't forget to like, to subscribe to my channel. To those who are not yet haven't subscribed to my channel yet, and of course you can hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I have a new video. So that's it guys, thank you very much again, be safe everyone, ciao.